The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon on this beautiful Friday. Actually, yeah. Well, Friday. It's Friday. I almost forgot it was Friday. What's up, guys? AW Aaron Warrior. What's up? Yeah, I this is the only time I could do this stream. I'm busy today, busy tomorrow and Sunday. So this is the only time I could do this stream for this subject, for this topic. Okay. So I apologize in advance. I've been putting off the stream for a few days. I keep rescheduling this stream. Okay, I keep rescheduling this stream, and I apologize in advance for that. I apologize once again. And I don't know how long the stream is going to be. I have a bit of a headache, but I'm good enough to go. I'm not sick or anything. I'm good enough to do this stream, even with a bit of a headache. Okay, and I'm a little tired too, man. I don't know. It's just one of those days where I'm just not all there. Okay. Okay. So this, as you know, I'm a Batman fan. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment. But yeah, I'm a Batman fan, a huge Batman fan. Right? You could tell by the streams I talk about or the videos. I'm a Batman fan. It's just so obvious. I'm a huge Batman fan. And very soon, in a couple months, we'll be having the next chapter, the next part of the Matt Reeves, the Batman universe, the Penguin Show. I've talked about the Penguin Show plenty of times on streams or in my video that I did on the trailer that came out about 3 weeks ago. Let me check. Let me make sure. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Okay. I know it's a long weekend. I think it's still a long week. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if in America you have a long weekend. But I'm glad you're here, guys. I'm glad you're all here. And you know what? I gotta. All right, man. So yeah, Penguin Show, Colin Farrell Penguin Show, the HBO show, Warner Brothers show, part of Matt Reeves' universe. Okay. Okay, so recently. Where does it say that? Recently, Jeff Schneider on a live stream on YouTube, because he always goes on a live stream YouTube and this is out juicy stuff he's heard, right? Jeff Schneider always goes on YouTube always on YouTube. He always every weekly goes on YouTube and this is stuff that he has heard or he can confirm, or it's in development, whatever. Okay, hot mic with John Wilco. That's what it's called. So he has basically confirmed that Robert Patterson, the Batman, will be in the Penguin show. Okay. Now he did not say in what aspect, whether he's going to be in a full-on episode or just going to make a small appearance, whether as Bruce Wayne or as Batman. He did not say. He just said he was going to be in the show. Okay. I, I everybody who's listening is right now listening, or who's going to listen in the chat. We all believed. We all believed. We all pretty much not guess, but not assumed, but pretty much are convinced. We're convinced that he was going to be in it, and in it before some big, well-known scooper comes out. I won't say scooper. He's a little bit more credible. He's more credible than scoopers. I'll say that. Okay, he's much more credible than the scoopers. So I would say, yeah, people that on so yeah, so he would say, yeah. So I think it's pretty much a confirmation coming from him. His game, and now Warner Brothers has not said that. Matt Reeves, Batman, um, the people working on the Penguin show has not commented on that, whether it is yes or no, it's true or not, because they don't need to. They really don't need to confirm that Batman or Bruce Wayne is going to be in the show, because it is not his show. It's not about Batman and Bruce Wayne. Well, the overall universe is about Batman and Bruce Wayne, but you got to create the Gotham aspect as a character too. The other Gotham characters, the major characters in Gotham City, as part of the Batman universe. That's a difference you get from like Marvel and DC in some aspect. This just compare New York to Gotham. New York is New York, but it's not really a character itself in the Marvel universe, right? Right? But Gotham is in DC, and Gotham is, right? Gotham is a character itself, right? DC does do that. Excuse me. Oh man, that's not what I want to do. Just commenting on stuff. All right. All right. So yeah, come into my chat, guys. Come into my chat, please. Say something. I gotta check this out. Now, all right. So yeah, that's okay. So the question is, okay, what kind of role would Pattinson's Batman play in in this show, in the Penguin show? What kind of role? What kind of role would he play in this show? Well, whatever limited screen time he has in his show should not be the issue. The issue, okay, it should not be a problem at all. Because the mention of the character, the word Batman, should be mentioned mentioned a lot in the show. This is not one of those. This is not one of those Spider-Man situations with Sony where they make their movies from the characters don't mention Spider-Man at all. It's not one of those situations where they really don't mention Peter or anything like that. In this, they can because this is Warner Brothers strictly. Warner Brothers makes their own stuff. They don't license out. They don't license. Well, they do license out, but like this is different Batman. So this is not like Sony. But here they can. They can. So they could mention Bruce Wayne and Batman in the Penguin show. And they could do it multiple times. Yes, the show is focused on Penguin and his rise to the top of the criminal underworld of Gotham. Yes, that's what the show is about. But overall universe is that the Matt Reeves universe is about Batman and Bruce Wayne, but also has the major supporting characters of Gotham. Gotham itself, Degrassi, Gotham itself is a supporting character itself. And uh, yeah, Gotham is a character itself. I want to say supporting. Okay, it is a character itself, and there's major players in Gotham just besides Batman. And Penguin's one of them. Like I said, it's not like New York and Marvel. New York is not. New York and Marvel is not. We don't talk about New York and Marvel like how we talk about Gotham in DC or like even Metropolis in DC. We don't talk like New York because you know what? Because it's New York, man. It's not anything special, man. If you want to talk about certain places in DC in Marvel that like have character, that's like Wakanda. Marvel does have Wakanda, right? MCU or the comics is Wakanda, a country like that, Wakanda, Latveria, right? But not New York, not America, not anything like that. There's no stuff like that in DC because there's a lot of made up cities, right? Gotham is Metropolis in the most character like driven cities in DC and maybe in comic books. And each citizen, each person living in those cities makes up, has a major effect on Gotham. Okay? Okay? And Batman is the core to Gotham, right? But where all the other people that come into in Gotham are he's the heart, but they're the rest of the body. Okay, they're the rest of the body. If Gotham was a person, Gotham's a heart, and and Batman's the heart and soul. Okay, and of Gotham, maybe the brains too. But all the other characters, all the other people, doesn't matter which, all the other civilians or criminals or whatever, they make up the rest of the body of Gotham. Okay, and you all put it together, you have one big body. I hope you guys can understand my point there. Okay, I'm trying to make there. Okay, that's so. In this, so what kind of role would I think he'll play? I think he'll play a little bit of Bruce Wayne. I think he'll play both. I think he'll be mentioned as Bruce. Uh, he's not. Oh, what? What? Red, buddy. He's not in Hunger Games. But what I'm saying is, I think he'll be mentioned a lot in this show because, yeah, this is 50 Shades of Grey. He's not in 50 Shades either, buddy. What I'm saying is, yes, the show is focused on Penguin and the criminal underworld elements of Gotham, but, but, yeah, they're gonna focus rising at the top, and they're gonna be at war with each other, right? The Falcone family, yeah, Twilight's right. The Falcone family might be at war with each other. Penguin, other families might be fighting for control of the top dog in Gotham, but they all know there's one major thorn, one major, one major adversary, one major thorn in their side, their adversary, and that's the guy donning the cowl and the cape, Batman. And his perfect example is Dark Knight. Perfect example is Dark Knight. Okay, Dark Knight, one of the best comic book movies. Remember, okay, what happens at the beginning? All the top mob families, heads of the mob families, right? The Maroonies, Michael J. White's character, I think the Russian or whatever, the other guys, they all meet up in daylight, right, in a secret place, right? Because they all know there's this guy, there's this guy in the cape and the cow who who has made Gotham a place where criminals and people like them afraid, feared, right? Where they can't, where now, like now with the cops, because they know with the cops, the corruption, they can get away with that with the corrupt cops, corrupt attorneys, judges. But with Batman now, with Batman around, Batman is not. They know Batman's not going to be bought. They can't buy off Batman. And with Jim Gordon around, they know Jim Gordon is a straight cop. I'm not talking about straight in sexuality. I mean like a straight cop in terms of a good cop, not a corrupt cop, right? It's kind of like this, right? Yeah, rise to the top. Rise to the top. Pigments could do whatever it takes to become the Dawn. I guess you could say the Dawn of the Falcone family, or whatever, ever Kingpin, whatever you want to call them, call them. But, but Batman, Batman's always gonna be the focus point, no matter what of this universe, right? This show's gonna right. So this show's gonna be heavily focused, but Batman is still the focus of this universe, and his name, Batman being mentioned in the show, tells you tells you how much of a big deal Batman is to the criminal underworld. What is this? What is this? Because remember, in the end of the Batman, yes, they stopped the Riddler. Carmine Falcone's been assassinated by the Riddler, right? And that's what opens up the floodgates about all the other crime families or his family trying to take control of Gotham, right? The criminal underworld Gotham. You gotta remember, at the end of the Batman, Catwoman, before she left, I think it was Catwoman, Selena Kyle, told Batman that it's gonna get worse before it gets better. And Bruce knows that. Bruce knows that. Batman knows that. He knows that, right? And so, and we also don't know, okay? And this is, remember, this is couple, like what the end of the Batman, right? This is not like a year later, right? This is like a week later, 2 weeks later, whatever, a day later. So this Batman is still relatively young, right? Still a little bit of anger, a little bit angry, but as you know in the Batman, Bruce, Batman, Bruce, as Batman, has began to listen to, as began his kind of his relationship with Selena, he began to understand that he's beginning to become more. I want not less, a little bit less jaded, a little bit less secluded, reclusive, become more a little bit more understanding, less black and white at times here. Especially with Selena, James Gordon, especially there, especially with Riddler, especially with the when you visit the Riddler at Arkham, and they had that little not I wouldn't necessarily say it's an interrogation scene. It was more like a visitor coming, right? It was a Riddler wanted the visitor, and he wanted Batman to be the visitor, right? It's not an interrogation scene. Technically, it was not an interrogation scene. Okay. Uh I'm not sure if I'm gonna have. No, I'm just gonna have you on blinded. I'm not going long because I have a bit of a headache, man. That's the problem. I have a bit of a headache. I'm trying to get this out of the way. Okay, okay, there we go. Fucking yeah. All right. Where was I? Okay. Okay. Continuing on. Where was I? But still, Batman still while he's becoming more in this universe, while he's becoming more maybe less angry, less more understanding, less jaded, uh, less cynical. He still has to be Batman, and he still has to be.
What's up?
What's up, man? What's up, Blank?
Sorry
What's
about your headache, man.
It's not that bad. I'm drinking water, and I think it's just from I don't know sleep or something. I don't know. A little bit.
Mm. You took a tire or something?
Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. It could be the weather too. Uh, I get weather headaches.
Yeah,
I'll try to talk.
I'm outside
I'll
right
be back.
now. I just like okay.
No, right.
Mhm. Yeah, what's up, everybody in the chat? What's up, Degrassi and Red? I saw you guys in the chat.
Oh yeah. Look at weird man. Batman Hunger Games. Batman 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh
I think
man.
it's just. I'll be right back. I'm gonna check it to see if Italian does
Yeah.
work.
Boom, boom. Oh, I can't even see clean right now. Okay, no reason. Right now. I'll just wait until he comes back. Just showing the air so there's no dead air, but I don't know what he's talking about just yet, so I can't comment. I guess he's talking about the Batman, but I'll wait. No dead air. No dead air. If anybody's there, give me a comment so then I can react.
Okay,
God
I'm back.
damn. Okay, he's back. Okay.
Okay, man. Hopefully that works. Sometimes sometimes those morning afternoon headaches get better at night.
Yeah.
We'll see if that's the case here. Uh,
Some fresh air sometimes help too.
yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, I'm outside. I just finished cutting the grass and my shoes got kind of grass stained, so I'm just cleaning it. It's not that bad outside, but it's still like humid. Like I hate that.
hmm
Like it's cool, but then you still feel the humidity. I just don't like that. I'm not a fan of humid weather at all.
Yeah,
But yeah, what were you talking about? Because
mattress
I just
smell.
came in.
I'm just talking about like what kind of role Batman would have in the Penguin because
Right.
Jeff
Okay.
Snyder, I mean on YouTube because he when he reveals stuff, he's usually on YouTube, right? Either
Yeah. He
two
has that
things.
show with John Rocca. Is it Roca?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think it was last week. He kind of from Robert Pattinson is going to appear in the Penguin show, and
Yeah. Which is not a surprise, by the way. I think we've seen him like he was going to New York while the show was filming. So, I mean, that's not that big of a surprise. Um, and it kind of
no, but
makes
then
some sense.
but they're not going to confirm it. They want it to be some because they
Yeah,
want
it's a
it to, they want
surprise.
they want to be something big, right? They want it to be something big. So they're not
Right.
going to confirm that. They're not going to confirm. That's me. When it
I mean, I
like
do wonder though, is it going to be a cameo? Because if you think about it, his role should be somewhat significant, um, given like what the show is supposed to be about, right? Like,
yeah,
because I mean, what's his name fell in the movie Falcone, right? So
Fairmont, yeah,
yeah, so I'm assuming Penguin is now going to take the
or
reins
try.
and he's going to build, yeah, he's going to try to. And obviously, I mean, like, I think that's an interesting idea. Even though, like, I would kind of want to see Batman be involved because, like, yeah, like, what would Batman do in that case? Like, is he going to try to take down everybody involved, or would he want someone who he feels is best to run the whole operation? Even though, yeah, technically, it is all like dark, seedy crime stuff.
Yeah.
Batman obviously doesn't want to be involved, but there's going to be some underground stuff. So who's going to take that over, right?
hmm
How's Batman going to deal with that? So I think it's an
He'll,
interesting idea.
he'll probably just threaten him at the end. Don't get too comfortable, Penguin. I'm watching you.
Yeah, I mean, I would kind of hope it's a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I
Even though,
know.
yeah, I know, but
That's what Batman tends to do that sometimes when he can't, right? Like,
right.
right? I'm keeping an eye on you. Like, Superman's done it with Lex Luthor a couple times. That's probably gonna be it. I don't know. You're probably gonna
Yeah,
like
who knows?
you're probably gonna hear Batman mentioned a lot in the show because yeah, this is
Hmm.
about taking control, right? Of yeah, the control of the criminal underworld, right? With all
Right.
with the especially with the Falcone family because he got the kids and he got under and I think he also got like the their cousin Johnny Vitti and others and maybe other mob
Hmm.
families involved. Maybe even though Clancy the character he plays. Maroney, right? It was Maroney. Even though he's technically Blackgate, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Yeah, like he has some power from Blackgate, right?
Hmm.
Right, like some stuff like that. He may want to try to get involved. I mean, technically, he could be exonerated because of
Right.
what happened, because it did rat him out, but he still did crime. I guess they made him the fall guy, right? Baruni
Hmm.
in the Batman, if I remember. Yeah, they made him the fall guy, um, right? To get him out. And in the comics, the Maroonies and the Falcones never liked each other. They're all
Right.
rival, right? They were like the rivals, right? Um,
Hmm.
I could see that, but like the thing is, like, yeah, yeah, you know what? They may be fighting each other for control of the criminal underworld, but there's always one major thorn, major obstacle, and that's always gonna be Batman. Always gonna be Batman.
Right.
The Zuko's, maybe I don't know. Oh, you know why? Well, because he's kind of an asshole.
Representation or get a byline for.
He's not people.
I don't
He's
know
not a
anything about that. I just know, yeah, he doesn't have like the greatest reputation on the internet
no,
right now.
no, no.
So,
Um, he's always been kind of a jerk for years, apparently. The Zuko's are important, yeah, of course, uh, but like Batman is always going to be like the major thorn to these criminals, right? They can do whatever they want. I mean, like remember we watched The Dark Knight, right? The Dark Knight.
mhm.
I was mentioning Dark Knight. I don't know if you were listening to it. Remember the Dark Knight, the beginning with all the top mob families, the head of the mob families, right? The,
Right.
right? They all met right in the middle of daylight. Why did they be in the middle of daylight? Because they're scared to do shit at night. Why? Why? Because of Batman, right? Because of
Right.
Batman, right? And that's why I feel like, yeah, while they're doing while while they're fighting for control here, Batman is still the major obstacle, right?
Mhm.
Right? Because this look, what I say about Batman, right? This universe is about Batman, right? This universe is about
Right.
Batman, but it's also about Gotham. The thing where I compare difference to DC and Marvel, a lot of Marvel characters live in New York, right? Live in New York, right? New York characters, right? But New York is not really a character in Marvel itself. Where in a way that
Mhm.
Gotham is a character, right?
Right.
Right. So yeah, Batman is a character within Gotham, but all the other characters, I mean, all the citizens, villains, they make up what Gotham is.
Mhm.
They make up Gotham, right? They help. And I said like Batman maybe the heart and soul of Gotham, but the rest of Gotham characters make up the whole body of Gotham.
Right.
Continue making up the body, right? I mean, we don't get
Yeah,
that
and
from
so
Marvel maybe for some places like
mhm.
Wakanda, but not
But
New
it's
York.
not, yeah, yeah, they haven't really fleshed out. I mean, New York is just New York and Marvel anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah.
DC, because yeah, see, like DC, there's a couple real cities that they use as where some of the characters have their where they stay. Like Wonder Woman's been New York, right? It's in Paris, whatever version. There's Washington, but like you know, Superman's Metropolis, right? Batman's
Right.
is Gotham. Flash is Central City. Arrow, Star City. You know,
Mhm.
Hal Jordan, Coast City, right? You get my point? Yeah. Oh yeah, I know that's true, Degrassi. 100%.
Yeah, I would, yeah. Because Marvel, the real cities, I mean, everybody knows, like, all of them just reside in New York. That was the bit of the meme.
At one point, yeah,
Yeah.
like kind of spread out a bit because now they have
Even
LA and all that.
still,
Yeah, it's not
it's
like
still mostly in New York.
yeah, they do have some fictional places in Marvel, but like it's not in the U.S.
Yeah. It's not like
right? Like
DC.
no,
DC
it's not like
is,
DC.
yeah.
I mean, when we talk about house places in Marvel, like we talk about like Wakanda, Genosa, Karioka, or whatever it's called, Kuroka, or like maybe Latveria, but like yeah, where the heroes mostly reside, yeah, it's
Mhm.
like regular cities.
Yeah, regular
Yeah,
cities.
yeah. This is right. And I mean, Wakanda is
Yeah.
like the only
Yeah.
the MCU Wakanda is like the only place where they were a place, an actual place was like a character. That's Wakanda.
Yeah.
That's it. Nowhere
And
else.
even
Nowhere
then
else. No other
they could
place.
still probably flesh it out a little bit more.
Yes. Nothing
But yeah,
else. Right.
I
Like
am
yeah.
curious to see where the Penguin goes. Like I said, I haven't watched any trailers. I'm just right when the show drops, that's when I'm gonna watch it because I don't really want to get spoiled or have like an impression until I see it. But I know I mean they folded the Arkham Asylum show now
That's yeah.
into the
It's just
DCU.
moved. Yeah.
So yeah, I wonder is this show going to set up something big for the Batman Part 2, or is it just going to be showing us Penguin take over the Empire,
Well,
or is there something more going on?
I assume he'll get what he wants at the
Mhm.
end. Right.
Right.
Also,
But at what cost? You
yeah.
know?
What costs?
Yeah, that's
Right.
the part that's going to be interesting.
Penguin like Penguin's always been always has that Napoleon mindset, right? Short and
Hmm.
wants to feel important, right? Because he's no this Penguin's different from some of the Penguin iterations we seen in the past, like the Iceberg Lounge Penguin, where he's ugly, but like he's wealthy and he. No matter how wealthy you are, you can get any women because he's in the comics. He was the two women all the time, wherever. But he's short and ugly, right? And there's
Hmm.
also like he also talks. He also in some iterations he talks like a snob. Like sometimes like
Hmm.
greetings, like hello. You know how in Batman anime series, sometimes how he talks
Yeah,
like a class, like a villain of a class, the class way of talking.
it's
Like
snobbish.
snobbish. Yeah, like because in the movie it sounds like it's Italian. The thing is, the penguin's not Italian. Like the
Hmm.
ping. I'm pretty sure the penguin is it's definitely UK background. I'm not. I think it might be British.
Yeah, there's some interpretations have him with an accent.
Yeah. Well, Oswald
I think the
Cobblepot is not an
Telltale one
Italian
had
name.
it with an accent. Yeah,
Oswald Cobblepot is not an Italian name,
right.
right? It's. But I think he was. But the thing in the Batman universe, I get the idea that I get the feeling that he was raised maybe in an Italian neighborhood in. Why else be with Falcone, right? Like why else be a part of
Mhm.
that crew,
Right.
right? You don't usually in these families in real life, you don't really uh, you really don't let somebody in that's not what it's not part of the same kind of ethnic. I wouldn't say ethnicity, but but you get my idea, right? Like if you're
Mhm.
Italian, you don't let like an Irish person in your mafia, or vice versa, right? Like
Right, yeah.
right, usually you don't let that happen. And the way he talks like in a kind of like Italian mobster. And the thing is that in the mobster movies, that's very typical stereotypical Italian American way of talking. Because in Italy, they don't talk like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have a different kind of accent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a very New York Italian,
right.
right? But if and and like people back like when we watched all those mobster movies, we didn't like we didn't think of it that way. But if you get, as you know, how as the world changes, right? People see things now. Yeah, it's very
Hmm.
stereo, um,
Stereotypical.
stereotypical. Yeah, I was blanking on that. On because it makes Italians seem like you're all mobsters. Because there is that stereotype with Italians. Oh,
Hmm.
they're all mobsters.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
all right. And then sometimes the
At
movies
least in
give
the West, right?
see the movies give us the movies sometimes in Hollywood they'll give us the long interpretations about certain cultures.
Hmm.
It's true.
Yeah. I
It's
mean, it's definitely a North American thing. That's what I
yeah,
wanted to say. Yeah. Because that was sort of like, as you were saying, stereotypical. That was a lot of people's impressions when they first were coming here. You know,
hmm
when the Italians were immigrating, they were, they were poor, and then they turned to a life of crime, and then,
yeah,
eventually they built themselves up, but through crime, right?
yeah.
That's the stereotype, but
Same with the Irish because the Irish were like that too, right?
yeah,
It's like it's what was it? Yeah, so yeah, the penguin's very different here, obviously. So did I know Clayface. Yeah, Clayface
yeah,
is Stu.
Clayface. That's not confirmed, right? But that was like a rumor
No, the wife of Clayface though.
of the wife of Clayface. Okay, I didn't know that.
If he's married, I'll tell you. Yeah, because there's Carlo is confirmed. No, not
Okay.
male Carlo, not a male Carlo, a female. That's her. Yeah, Eve Carlo.
Mm,
Eve Carlo. It's the name of this character reoccurring, and that's yeah. I think that's pretty much. I wouldn't say Easter egg because Easter eggs don't always necessarily mean. You've seen an Easter egg doesn't mean it's gonna ever happen. And necessarily doesn't always mean that. But I would
right.
say it's a hint. Like so, yeah. Eve Carlo.
Mm.
Uh, there are some if she could be Clayface, yeah, why not? Why not? There are some actors that make Mark Strong is a pretty strong actor. We don't know who he's playing, and if that's the case, Mark Strong is probably playing a character that we know from the comics. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. I think he's playing a character that we know from the comics, Mark Strong. And he's
Mm.
probably playing a villain. I guarantee he's gonna play a villain. He mostly plays villains. I know he spins a good guy
Well,
some
does this
stuff.
show also, so are we gonna see some of the Gotham PD in the show, or
Uh, you know what? You know they've been saying right, like Batman's gonna make an appearance, right? Why not?
yeah,
Why not Gordon? James
yeah, why
Gordon?
not Gordon?
Yeah.
Well, because I remember they
It's-
canceled that show. That was canceled.
Yeah.
It was
Wasn't
gonna
that
be the
turned into the Arkham show? And then the Arkham show moved?
Yeah, and then the Arkham show did move.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I wonder, like, did they maybe know ahead of time that some of the stuff was gonna change, and then they just like added bits of it into this show, or
I think
you know,
GCPD was like announced in 2021, right? Or 2020. I don't know. I don't forget.
yeah, was it? I think it was the first show announced. I think it
Yeah,
came before the Penguin. I could be wrong, but
it did.
okay. I mean, yeah, because I remember when that show was. Who was gonna write that show? Wasn't it the guy who did Boardwalk Empire?
I think so.
It was a pretty prominent writer, and then they just dropped out. I mean, the idea of it, the thing is, I'm just gonna go through some shit in the Batman Part Two. Hmm.
Gordon.
I wonder exactly what that could be. Because I mean, he's still fairly young, right? So it's not
Yeah.
like he
Well,
can have his kids.
he does have a kid though. He
He does
does.
have a kid.
Yeah. Just
Is
not.
it the
Just.
son?
I think he has a daughter too. The
Well,
thing is,
that's.
yeah, it says he. Um,
I don't know. I don't think Mr. Freeze is gonna fit in this universe.
I think.
Mrs. Freeze, the Nora
Uh,
Freeze from the Suicide Squad. That still hasn't come out, by the way, and it's July.
um,
I think they're gonna announce that game is they're gonna stop supporting it soon. 'Cause I don't think they
oh,
had any updates.
they killed the Justice League.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, well, it's a bad. It's not that good of a game. No, I'm not surprised. Um,
yeah, it's not. Oh, whoop.
Nor Freeze. Is it fire like fire powers or something like the opposite of Mister Freeze?
No, Nora Freeze in the game.
Oh no, but like when she, I know in the comics and stuff, she does get powers. I just assume we get some
Oh,
like
that I don't know
um
about Nora Freeze getting powers.
yeah. I mean, people want Mister Freeze in the Batman too, right? Because they want to see that story played out. I mean,
Mhm. Well, they want to see a character that we haven't seen be kind of like grounded. Like obviously we have Mr. Freeze in the and Batman and Robin, but you know, we haven't really seen a gritty take on him. If that makes sense.
the thing is, I think it could work in this universe because in the Batman universe, it's not always like there's hope, but it's also somber. And I think that could work with Mister
Mhm.
Freeze, right? Because Mister Freeze,
Right,
I think, does work in that world. Like it could shape Batman, Bruce Wayne's view on things. Because in this movie, the Batman, it was about character developed for Batman, right? Being learning, feeling different things. It's okay to to be vulnerable at times, to feel
hmm
to care, right? Like
right,
right, to be less. It's about that, right? Uh,
hmm
where Marvel didn't face forward to tear down some characters, right? Like the Scarlet Witch or Thor, stuff like that. In the Batman was not the characters already torn down, right? It was
right.
about it was about it was about him growing. Oh, how did Captain Cold make a freeze gun? Maybe
Mm,
way technology, or maybe what's the person in this show? What's his name? Or in the you played Arkham Origins, the DLC with Mister Freeze. That guy, who was that guy? Um, what's his name? What's his name? You know what I'm talking about, right? Like who who kicked him and destroyed his lab. I forget his name. DeGrasse, you know what I'm talking about. Maybe from there, like maybe he made a freeze gun there. I mean, the Captain Cold made a freeze gun.
but how would you make it realistic? I think that's what he's asking. Yeah, that's why
That's
I don't think
interesting.
we'll see Mr. Freeze. I think it's more like serial killers and gangsters and you know
Yeah, like
those types of characters. Like,
oh, you're
appearance, right? Instead of it just being, I mean, and you can kind of mix it too with the, where he wears the skin of his victims or
but
something like that. Very like kind of
but
sadistic, but unique.
Mr. Freeze character would be good for Batman because it'd be one of those where Batman, even though he has to stop him, but feels sorry for him.
Mm,
Or like, right, feels bad for him because like, and that's what makes Batman a great character, right? Like, that's why I think Mr. Freeze works for that kind of way. Help Batman grow more like that. Not all these villains are helps them see that the villains are not just black and white. There's people that are suffering too. The villains are suffering
mm,
too, right? Like Mr. Freeze is like that. It helps, right? Like we
right. I
see
mean,
him.
I think a character like Poison Ivy might work better grounded than Mr. Freeze because then you could say like she's like a serial killer who's like
Yeah, poisoning
killing,
people. Yeah,
poisoning
with plants.
people with
Yeah, you
with
could do that.
plants and things like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mr. Freeze I think is a little harder. I think he's more like not a character who's like fights Batman physically, but more he's more involved with, I don't know, from a technological point, but like takes a step back. I don't know. I think that it is hard to do. Like I can't really see that being in the movies without it being, you know, I mean, maybe he doesn't need to like create a freeze ray that turns Gotham into, a wintry wonderland, but it could take place
Oh,
during the winter. It could be more like corporate kind of crimes and stuff. But again, I think that's more like a supporting character, background character, not so much a main villain. So yeah, I think certain characters,
don't
I
count
don't
him, man.
know,
Don't
might
count
might
Batwoman. Don't count.
stump us.
Don't count Batwoman being in this universe. Kate Kane. Don't count it, man. Don't count Bruce
Hmm.
Wayne's cousin to be in this. I
I
always
still
wonder
I still kind of hope we got Robin, but I don't think
what.
that's gonna
The
happen.
one thing I always wonder when Bruce Wayne's parents died, why did his uncle never take him in? Is it because he traveled a lot? Like he was.
His uncle. Well, in the Euro, if you read
I forget.
Zack Snyder, Scott
Zack.
Snyder's run, uh, his uncle
Christopher.
did help him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. DC's all over the fucking place. So I can't remember if that's still canon or the New 52 stuff just got merged with the old stuff. But yeah, his uncle did help him.
I'm sure he would. I mean, yeah. And did his uncle ever try to find out who his uncle did? His uncle always also like Bruce try to find out who murdered his sister, Bruce's mother.
I'm not sure about that. I assume so, but
Yeah, yeah. That'd been interesting though. I'm Jacob Kane, right? Like, yeah, that's his
mhm,
name, Mister Freeze your bank account.
yeah, Mr. Freezer bank account.
Ah! Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Mister. I feel bad for Batman and his parents dying, but they're rich people. Why did they go in an alley in
Well, I think it
Gotham?
was probably a false sense of security.
Yeah,
When I feel like when if you're that wealthy, you feel like, you're almost invincible and nothing's really gonna happen to you.
here's
And
an
they
idea.
probably just assumed no one would
Yeah,
be in
well,
the alley, right?
here's an idea. If you're really, really rich, don't go to a poor area and don't go to an
But
alley.
Gotham isn't completely poor. That's the thing. Gotham is entirely
I
riddled with crime. So,
in some incarnations, Gotham was not poor until the parent Bruce Wayne and Martha Wayne's murders changed everything. Apparently,
mm,
because in some incarnations, I mean, it literally changed the name of the alley to Crime Alley. Crime Alley wasn't called Crime Alley. It was
yeah,
called Crime Alley for the murder of the parents, right? Of his parents,
right.
right? And that area they went in was a Park Row. Park Row was I I think Park Row where Leslie Thompkins works around, right? Because she helps down the unfortunate, the poor, and all that, right? That
Hmm.
I know in the comics, Bruce Wayne does invest in that area and makes it affordable and for uh for the people, the residents that live there in that area. Like he helps out, right? Like
Right.
right, because like his father's very charitable, but his mother it, and helps up the poor a lot. Was like a right. His mother was like really like the most non-selfish character he knows. Because
Hmm.
there's some incarnations
Well,
where
both of
Bruce,
them.
yeah, well, there are some incarnations where Bruce Wayne's father was like Bruce as a kid, um, playboy, billionaire, before he
Yeah,
met
because
Martha.
he's like a doctor too, and
Yeah,
he was wealthy, and yeah, I mean, there's so many different
no, no, Gotham,
interpretations of
no,
them.
Gotham is not L.A. Man. It's
No,
more like
it's
New
supposed
York,
to
New
be
Jersey,
like Chicago and
Chicago, New York, New Jersey, where there's a
yeah.
lot of crime. No, because New York is not. I mean, New York is just crime now, but back then there was a lot of crime in Gotham, New York, at that time.
Yeah.
Like those areas, yeah. The thing is, LA is not a gritty. If you go, I've never been to LA, but I've been to New York. But I
Yeah,
see
I
pictures
got
online.
LA
LA
is
is
just
not gritty. There's
too
no
it,
gritty at all.
It also doesn't have like a big cityscape like New
No,
York and
yeah,
Chicago. Yeah.
they look gritty. They look gritty, and you could tell by how the residents from the east to the west, people in the east, they're loudmouths, but they're tougher than the people in the west, especially from California.
Yeah.
You could tell. Like a lot of people will tell you people from Los Angeles are fake, but people from New York or Chicago, they ain't fake.
Mm.
Okay, they're not fake.
Well, that's mostly because of Hollywood, though.
Yeah, it's because of
Hollywood
Hollywood.
and
Yeah, it gets you the
trying to get
yeah,
connections and things like that.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It is a Hollywood. Eh, yeah, it's definitely. So you've been only on the West Coast, cities on the West, man. Go.
Right.
Yeah, I have not been. The most western city I've ever been to was
I've never actually been on the west coast of the
I only
U.S.
been to Phoenix. I think which is more west. No, Vegas is the most western city I've been to.
I
Vegas.
only been on the east coast of the states.
Mm. Yeah, I've been. Vegas is the most western city I've been to. Okay, and I was
Mm.
mostly on the strip. You know, with all the casinos. I was underage, so I couldn't gamble. But Vegas is just more than gambling, man. There's shows and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
People people
food
have
and a
to
bunch
remember
of other
that.
things.
Yeah, yeah. There's people forget that Vegas is just more than gambling. Um,
Well, I mean,
but
it's
I've
the
never been
city of
LA.
sin.
I've never been LA. Yeah, City of Sin. It's not like that anymore. Vegas. It's not like because Vegas was used to be like that because it was very crime weighted, mafia heavy kind of at one point when Vegas was booming, beginning.
Mm.
It's not like that anymore. Like
Oh, by the way, I did see the Acolyte.
oh,
I
is
saw
that
the Acolyte. Um, Also the last episode of The Boys. Kind of fucked up, but kind of funny. A lot of Spider-Man jokes in there.
oh yeah, they take shots. I haven't seen it yet, but I know that I've seen people say they're taking shots at Spider Man, Batman. Oh, Vancouver's nice. I've never
Yeah,
been to Vancouver, but go to Vancouver. It's a pretty nice city. They film a lot of stuff there too for Hollywood in Vancouver. Vancouver and Toronto.
yeah. Vancouver's like sitting right on water. It's like really kind of it's cool looking, but yeah, I've never
Yeah.
been there.
The only problem with Vancouver and Seattle, it does rain a lot there, but it
Yeah,
doesn't get as cold like it does here. Even though
right. Yeah, here because I guess maybe we're how are we're I think they're lower than us now.
they might be. I'm not sure
Sometimes
actually.
when I look at the geography, it looks weird, but I'm like, how is it warmer there? Sometimes I don't get it, but
We shall see. I think it'll be there, man. I think it'll be
yeah,
there. Pattison. Um,
I think at this point it's how like how big is his role in the show? Like that's
yeah.
what I think the question
Well,
really should be,
that's what he said, right? He doesn't say
bro.
what he doesn't. He says Patterson will be in the Batman. I mean, in the Batman, in the Penguin, but he didn't specifically say like how big of a role. It could be like an episode. It could be like a cameo. I suspect a
Mm,
small role. I just think the name Batman and Bruce Wayne will be mentioned a couple of times. Will be mentioned in the show. Uh,
mm, mm,
you don't want to go to Winnipeg, man. Winnipeg is one of the coldest cities, and there's nothing to do in Winnipeg.
yeah,
Red,
there's not much to do there.
you arrive in Winnipeg. 10 minutes later, you'll want out. Trust me. Trust me. There's nothing to do in
Yeah, some
Winnipeg,
of our cities here are kind of boring. I feel like
especially
the only, yeah, like
go go
Montreal. I mean, depends on if you want to see like the visuals, like,
anything in
the
Saskatchewan and Manitoba is
landscapes
boring.
and things like that.
Anything Saskatchewan and Manitoba is boring. Okay,
Yeah,
guys.
I would say Vancouver, uh,
Edmonton,
Calgary, yeah, and
Edmonton, Calgary, Montreal, and Toronto.
Montreal,
And
Toronto. I
now
mean, if you want to go
Half
out like to the,
Quebec, Quebec maybe a little bit, and Halifax. Halifax is pretty
yeah,
nice.
Halifax, yeah,
Yeah, it's not like the U.S. where we have a bunch of cities you can go visit, man. Like here's like
yeah,
5 or 6 at most. But you don't want to go to Winnipeg. Winnipeg is like if you like Ottawa, if you want to go to Ottawa, if you like the politics, if you want to visit that stuff, is fine. But to me, Ottawa's like boring too. But
yeah. Ottawa is no, no, no. there's no point in going to Ottawa. You might as well just go to Toronto because Ottawa is like really small.
and Niagara Falls is better than Ottawa, man. Like,
Yeah, or Niagara Falls. Yeah.
yeah,
The problem with Niagara Falls is it's just like outside of the tourist attraction, there's nothing else. It's like barren as fuck.
Miami is farther than Toronto, man. You gotta go all the way down south from where you are. You're all the way on the
Yeah.
west coast. Oh my god.
Yeah, I've never been to Miami. I've been in other
I've been,
places in
I've
Florida,
been
but
to,
not Miami.
I've been to Miami like a long time ago. It's nice, Miami, but like, um, but to me, if there's one place I want to go in Florida, it's probably Orlando.
Well,
Because
my
Orlando.
headphones just died.
Oh, you gotta get new ones.
No, I gotta go charge them.
Oh, can you wear them while you charge them?
Well, I'm outside. I have my other headphones, like, cause I have so many headphones, man. It's crazy.
Okay.
But no, I'm just gonna sit outside. Is there an echo?
No.
Okay, then it's okay. Yeah, what else was there?
Red.
Yeah, I never been to Detroit because Detroit's not. I
Oh,
haven't been like at the all the way at the bottom of Ontario. I mean, I've been to Buffalo. Buffalo's another man. That's like the one difference with Canada versus the States. Like the States, there's like barren ass cities. Like
yes,
Buffalo's
sir.
a fucking holy shit. Like you'll never see something like that here.
No.
Yeah, like Cleveland too. Cleveland. Um, I don't understand how you guys do shit like that. Where it's just like cities look empty as fuck and run down. Like holy shit. Like neighborhoods too look run down as fuck. Like
You don't want to go to. You don't want to go Hamilton either, Red. Well, Hamilton's not a nice city to look
no,
like.
Hamilton is not.
Yeah.
Like it's more like a suburb, but
Yeah.
Hamilton's rough. Hamilton is really
It's
rough.
very factory like.
I did go to
It's
London. London is kind of boring.
London. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the thing about London is in between Detroit and Toronto. Like it's like the mid city in between Detroit and Toronto.
Yeah.
Detroit's yeah. You go, man.
Well,
See, we
Kitchener
don't
too.
go.
Kitchener.
Yeah.
Kitchener is a little bit better than London, but yeah, it's not that much.
See, we don't. We go to Buffalo. We just it's like hour and a half, 2 hours to Buffalo
Yeah,
from
that's not
Toronto.
that far from us.
Uh,
Yeah.
Detroit's like 4 hours from us, but you have to go
Yeah,
through
it
Windsor.
is.
Windsor.
Or you should go to
And Windsor.
Guelph. Guelph is
Windsor
also a
is
nice city.
yeah. Windsor's not a bad little town either. Like
Yeah,
it's not that.
Windsor. Yeah. Yeah, I forget. I do like Barrie because they got
Yeah.
that swim on the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might have to do that soon. Maybe. Or Niagara Falls. I
Hey,
haven't been to Niagara Falls in a long
if you want to
time.
go to Niagara Falls, any of you Americans, go to Canadian side. It's the better side. And
Well, yeah,
The
because the
Americans,
Americans like the Americans don't put up anything there.
no,
No,
no.
yeah. It's
The
not
Americans who
even
go to
there's
Niagara
no
Falls will tell you
tourist
that.
area.
No,
It's
no.
weird.
Yeah, you got to go to the Canadian side to Niagara Falls. There's it's one of the Niagara Falls is one of the biggest stops for comedians to go to.
Yeah.
Like it's big for comedians to go to. It's not my hometown, buddy.
That's not his hometown, lol. Oh man.
You like seafood, Red? Because they eat a lot of seafood in Halifax. The
Yeah.
Maritimes, the Maritimes are not bad places to go if you like the ocean.
Yeah.
Halifax is nice. Like yeah, like okay. It's people like the Maritimes. And the Maritimes are is the provinces of Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island,
Yeah.
and
Newfoundland
Newfoundland.
and
Yeah,
Labrador.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And a bit of Quebec.
Quebec, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the Maritimes, man, those provinces we mentioned for you, Red, perfect for you if you like crab and lobster.
yeah.
I'm not a big seafood guy. I'm not.
There's also New Brunswick too. Did you say New Brunswick?
Yeah, New Brunswick. Yeah,
Yeah.
um, beautiful places.
Mm,
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, it's possible he's playing as Tony Zuko, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I think I agree with you, DeGrasse. I think he's playing a character that we know, right? Like we know from the comics or something like that.
right.
Like that's why I just keep it under the wraps. Like that's what you do. That's what they do in these kind of things, whether it's Marvel or DC. If they have a major actor, but we don't know who he's playing, right? They're probably playing somebody that the comic book fans recognize. It's not somebody made up for the shoulder movie. It's somebody we know from the comics. That's that's because you because otherwise there's no point of keeping a character an actor under wraps if that's not the case. It's like if
Right.
it, right, like
Yeah, there's
especially
no point.
especially an A-list actor like Mark Strong, who's he's been in DC a couple times. I mean, Doctor Savannah, right? And what's his name? He was Sinestro. Oh yeah, by the way, that Lobo rumor, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. I almost called you Wolverine. Blinded because it comes from Dan RPK. I'm just saying, that's so. Oh, okay. Blinded, you there? Oh, he's muted. Um,
Okay, I'm back. What were you saying?
that Lobo rumor about Jason Momoa and Supergirl. I think I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt because from the
It
Cooper
wasn't
story.
Lobo though.
Oh, okay. Who was it?
People are saying it's Lobo. It's hold on.
I still take it a grain of salt from coming from the Cooper though. The you want Batmite? You'll get more likely to get that in DCU from James Gunn, buddy. Don't like if there's one character that if there's one guaranteed character that Matt Reeves will not use in his universe, it's Batmite.
Okay, yeah, I'm back now. Yeah, the rumor was that they're looking to cast Jason Momoa. I mean, they may not. I mean, it could just be someone who's like a Jason Momoa type. But no, people just saw that and then they were like, "Oh, they're gonna cast him as Lobo." It's like,
Oh
no,
yeah, I read it. I'm
they're
reading it
just
now. It
planning to
sounds
cast someone like
so
Jason Momoa.
according to Dan RPK, Daniel Richmond, right? DC is interested
Yeah,
in bringing Jason Momoa on board for an undisclosed role, which sounds like a lot like Lobo. How does undisclosed role mean sounds a lot like Lobo?
yeah, it
How's that
sounds like yeah, that's stupid. That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's vague. How is that like? That's very vague. How can he? That doesn't sound anything like if they're talking about Lobo. That's very vague.
yeah,
That could be any
I
character.
don't know. It could be any character, but I mean, the fact that he is going to be, if that is the case, that they're looking to cast Jason Momoa,
Sounds a lot like
then
Lobo.
I'm guessing that means that he's not going to be Aquaman because what does Aquaman have to do with Supergirl?
Oh yeah. Um.
I mean, again, I mean, maybe Aquaman could be in it, but again, I kind of random to me. I
Let me
don't
see
really see
Supergirl villains. Supergirl villains.
because this is going to be loosely based in on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and that entire comic takes place mostly in space.
Who's the
So
villain? Who's the villain of major villain of
I
that?
let me see because I still haven't read. That's the one Tom King story I haven't read. So let me
Okay.
see.
Maybe it could be Cosmic King. I don't know. I don't know who this guy is. Who? Is it? It's
Man, I typed this in and all I get is fucking Lobo, Lobo, Lobo.
Lobo is not
Well,
super cool.
my that's why I say Daniel RPK gets his stuff from casting. And so my guess is, I mean, because we've seen this before, that it's not that they're going to cast Jason Momoa, they're looking for someone who's like Jason Momoa. Remember, here's a good example of this. Marvel was looking
Yeah,
for a Zac Efron type for Adam Warlock. They didn't cast Zac Efron though. They casted
Will
someone who was like Zac Efron. So
well, Will Poulter looks nothing like Zac Efron.
yeah, but I mean they were kind of
And
looking for someone like him. I mean, I could kind of see the similarities, but yeah, they're not the
shut
same,
up,
right?
shut up, Red. You know you
I mean
took
I mean if he is in the movie,
Roman
the thing
Reigns,
is
buddy. Roman Reigns.
even if Aquaman 2 did make money, I really think they're gonna be very like what's a good word for this? I mean they're gonna be cautious of what they bring back from the DC EU, right? Like yeah, Peacemaker, Amanda Waller, Blue I mean even Blue Beetle, look at Blue Beetle, right? It's not that Blue Beetle's getting a live action TV show or
He's
a
getting
sequel.
animation.
He's getting an anime. Yeah, so I feel like that's a probably a sign of like, hey, if we are gonna bring them back, it's not gonna be this like, it's not gonna be like, oh, front and center. You know, like they're not gonna make an Aquaman movie with Jason Momoa,
No,
right? Because yeah, I don't think I think that's just gonna cause way too much confusion. I think it's better if you're going to recast Superman and Batman, you might as well just recast everybody from
I
the
just
Justice League at least.
it'll be hilarious. It'll just be hilarious. So it'll be like you see Jason Momoa's Aquaman as the DCU, and he'd be like just standing next to Superman and Batman with
Yeah.
Batman's cowl off, and he'd be like, you two, you guys look different."
Mm, I don't even think Aquaman is going to be on James Gunn's Justice League. I think it would be better if he's not. I mean, yeah, he can be an executive producer on a series, but
You sure? Does he still have to do the
I still am in the camp of
Does he still have to do the Fast series?
mostly reboot.
Does he have to do the Fast series still? Because I know they could
Yeah,
ended
I
like on
think
a
so.
cliffhanger, right?
Yeah, what happened to his character in that movie?
He
That
survives.
movie sucked.
He survives. I think he gets the better. I think he threatens the Rock's character. He's coming
Yeah.
for him next. Yeah, yeah. So you
Yeah,
see,
I would honestly, personal preference, I would prefer. I'm not the biggest fan of Jason Momoa's Aquaman. The first movie I did not like, and I still haven't seen the second movie. I don't really care to see the second movie, so that's just kind of like my perspective on it. And personally, I don't know. I don't really care for Aquaman on the Justice League, even though yeah, he's clearly been on the Justice League. I would prefer a different lineup, you know.
this is actually
Obviously
pretty.
keep at Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, but
Well, this,
um,
Red, you're hilarious, buddy. They should reveal that TCU Aquaman was actually Lobo pretending to be
oh
Batman.
man,
So, Lobo is very, it's like he's very, very strong, man. Like he go toe to toe with Superman.
yeah. I mean, it would be interesting to see if he is Lobo. Not
I just
I
think
don't
people
know.
was, I think the consensus is, I think a lot of people just want to see Jason Momoa continuing on in DC. Because I think it's like the one guy everybody
Mm.
really loved the most, like unanimously, compared to all the others. Like
Well, I mean, people still liked Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. It's just her
not,
movie sucked.
yeah. Well,
I think there were some people who, yeah, I mean, if they were to continue, people wouldn't
it's
necessarily
just
mind, but
just like
um,
he's just a likable guy, Jason Momoa.
yeah, I don't know. I still think even a
See that?
year or like we're a year out from all those movies last year, and I don't know, like I'm just sort of like, do we really want to retread all of that again? I mean, just can we just move on? I just want to move on, honestly. I think what they're doing with Superman has a lot of potential. It seems very interesting. And I would rather the conversation be about what new things they can bring to the table than who can come back. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of tiresome and boring. Like, yeah, let's bring back this guy and
I
this character, and not this character, but that actor and this actor because they're beloved. But it's like this is not really Marvel, right? Marvel is the one who hasn't really recast their actors, and I think DC has a leg up on them because they can do whatever interpretation they want. So, couldn't we see a more classic style Aquaman? I mean, or a different Wonder Woman, right? I think that those are all I would prefer to see stuff like that. Uh,
Yeah, it kind of is a demotion.
hmm.
I just don't see how Lobo plays in the big overall thing of DCU.
I
Like
don't
we
think
can,
it's a demotion if it's a villain role.
yeah, that's the thing.
I think it depends on what role it is. And also too, I don't really think Jason Momoa is really hooked up on whether this is a demotion or a downgrade. I don't think he's that type of actor. I know there's some actors who are like that, but he seems to play ball with a lot of people.
They
So
aren't. We know they're yeah. Blue Beetle is
no, we're
technically being
not. I'm not
DC.
saying they're recasting Blue Beetle,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. He said, yeah, we know Blue Beetle is being
yeah,
we know
Blue Beetle,
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker, Amanda Waller. I mean, yeah. The thing is, those characters. I mean, an animated Blue Beetle series. I mean, that sounds like a good idea, and I don't think that's gonna have a lot of baggage if you're like, hey, let's bring back the cast from the movie to do the voices. I think it might even be more popular than the movie. So,
Mm-hmm.
I
But
mean, yeah, it's a demotion, but I don't know. Does he see it as a demotion? That's the thing.
let's
I think
guess
that's more
so.
about a perspective on that one.
Who? This Lobo? The people more for Lobo rumors were like 2 years ago. Started out like two
Yeah.
years ago.
Well, the thing is, he's always been talking about Lobo, and that's why every time there's something DC related, people just keep bringing it up.
Which Lobo?
Yeah.
Which one? The DCU? No, the new 52. It was like different Lobo. It was like a
Mm.
serious Lobo, wasn't it? Like a skinny kid version of Lobo, and the Lobo that we're all used to
Oh,
was
the
All Star.
new 52 Lobo. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was.
he's. like,
I don't even. I don't know. Well,
where you?
let's see
What's
this
what's?
Wonder. Sorry, I said Wonder Woman. Supergirl movie. I mean, I'm assuming that this is not like they don't think this is gonna be like some mega hit, right? Like this is not like Superman. I think there's more. What do you call it? More weights with Superman, like in terms of it
Yeah,
being semi-successful. But yeah, I don't. But I'm saying like as in a TV show or a movie.
yeah.
I think the blue because the thing is a lot of that interpretation of Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes, right?
It's for the
A
younger
lot of people,
generation,
yeah, I mean, well, a lot of people didn't discover him through the comics. It was through that Batman, Brave and the Bold series. That's how I knew that character
and
growing
also
up.
Young Justice helped a bit.
Yeah, Young Justice too. So that's why I
The
personally
thing
think, oh
is,
yeah, that's actually a better idea
the thing
to
is,
have a
but
animated
that
series.
Blue Beetle doesn't have a connection to Max Lord. It was actually Ted
No,
Kord as a
yeah, it
connection
was
to Max
Ted Cord.
Lord. Yeah, but we believe Ted Kord eventually will make an appearance in the DCU. So like Blue
Mm,
Beetle's like I think I agree with the grass. I think he will return live action, and I think the
yeah.
original Ted Kord will be in live action also.
No, even if it's not a DCU related, okay, I guess, yeah. So ignore what
Hmm.
I just said there, but if it isn't, I still think it's a good idea regardless. I think I'm like, well, I still haven't seen the movie. I still have the only DCEU movie that I saw last year was The Flash, and that was so bad. I have no interest in seeing all those other movies that came out that year. So, that's why I'm more in the camp of I just want to see something new. Because I feel like again, DC is more about how can we interpret this character in a new direction or a new take on the character than Marvel has. Marvel has been pretty consistent with their characters, and that's why I'm like, yeah, Peacemaker and all these other characters returning. You're like, yeah, I mean, yeah, well, Amanda Waller is getting her own series, right? So, and it's still what's her name, Viola Davis.
Yeah, Viola
But at the
Davis.
same time, you're like, That's an interpretation. You're kind of like, yeah, what more can you do? I mean, are you gonna do the new interpretation that they're doing in the comics with this absolute power? I don't know. Or are you just gonna keep it, like, so maybe certain characters, their interpretation, you're like, do you want to reinvent this character? Because I mean, they're a supporting character. It's not like they're a superhero. They're not the main draw per se. And I mean, we've even talked about Amanda Waller. That's probably not going to be the focus on the show. It's probably going to be something else going on there, with other characters and a potential team. But so I don't know. I, I'm more, like I said, I keep saying, more in favor of that new interpretation. Because I think that's what's going to keep DC alive, is if they keep doing different interpretations, remixing. Like, I kind of hope James. I don't know if he'll do this, but I would prefer if James Gunn made a DC Black Label for the movies, so then we can also get different interpretations of characters there too.
Oh,
Something not in line with just the Joker, but other stories too, right? Because I do like the DC Black line of comics.
yeah.
I thought it was interesting. There's a lot of cool comics there. Um, so it'd be cool if we got movies like that too,
Oh
and
yeah,
games too, games and all different types of stuff.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to more Black Label stuff from James
Mm,
Gunn. Um, I think that's one. I think that's made help. Actually, I think it's made DC lately a success. The
yeah.
movies, the Black Label stuff, the Batman and Joker. It
hmm
it's
I'm
stuff
also
that
curious to see what James Gunn will do with the animated stuff, if he will just continue with like interpretations and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean I know
Yeah.
this. Yeah, yes. I said this too, man. I said this too. Yeah, I said that the Superman, like in Suicide Squad, the Superman that Bloodshot was shot was David Cornstar's Superman.
I mean,
It's just
if it is, like I said, if there's some characters,
yeah,
uh, I mean, is Weasel going to get his own movie? No, but is Aquaman could potentially get another movie? That's
Weasel.
where I'm more like, that's more of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I mean, they haven't had. It's not like we sat down in a theater and seen a Black Label logo on a movie. That's kind of what I mean.
the question
I
is,
wish Marvel would do that too. I know they did the black, not black, the spotlight shit, but that seemed more like a last minute idea. Like, I would actually want a Marvel Knights return, even in the comics, where you're just like, or Marvel
what
Max, whatever
Marvel
they
Spotlight
do,
was
right?
that? Is the Echo?
Yeah, Echo's the only one so far that's had the spotlight thing.
Yeah, but it's still technically MCU, still
Yeah, it's still
connected.
MCU. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, it's still I mean, with Marvel, that's the thing. It's all going to be MCU
yeah.
still, but
Not really Black Label. Yeah, it's not Black
yeah,
Label.
it's not. Yeah, Black Label's more like an
It's not
evolved
connected.
Elseworlds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, that's the direction. I mean, Marvel's probably not going to go in that
hmm?
direction, but if
Degrassi,
they're going to
buddy.
keep the multiverse stuff, but
Degrassi. I have a question for ask you. And you blind, it could chime in too, and
mm,
people with such Deadshot. Will James Gunn bring back Deadshot? Will he bring back? And when I mean by Deadshot,
mm,
not a new casting for Deadshot. Will Smith. Will he?
uh, I'm not sure. I'm gonna guess no, but I mean, not because of all the stuff that Will Smith has been involved in, but well,
Well,
I mean, how come Will Smith
he's
didn't
coming
come
back.
back? He seemed like he was
He
gonna
is coming
double
back.
down on DC.
Yeah.
When?
Well, he didn't. Um, he didn't. He didn't come back because he was busy filming something else or something. He
Mm,
couldn't do something. He was doing
right.
something else. And Bloodsport was pretty much a replacement to Will Smith. Deadshot.
I mean, the thing is, I feel like
Oh,
the
I didn't know that.
I mean, I mean, if he comes back, I guess. I mean, it's not, I personally, the Deadshot in that movie, like,
There's there's still people about with Will. People still people upset at what Will Smith did 2 years ago. I'm like,
it's still bad looking. I mean,
it
I
is,
mean,
but
the thing is, I think I don't think it really matters now all that much, but I mean, to most sane people, yeah, I don't really look up to these celebrities at all. I don't really care. Like,
There's
but
worse. There's
it's
actors
still
that did
pretty
much
bad.
worse. There's some actors that did much worse things. I
It
mean,
just looks unprofessional. Like it's still not. It's never not gonna look unprofessional. No
it's
one would
just,
ever do
it's
such
just,
a thing. But
it's his
yeah,
wife. It's his wife. I'll tell you why. Oh yeah, I know. I've been
yeah.
saying this for a long time, man. I've been saying this. I've been saying this. You know, DeGrasse, you could back me up. I've been saying this for some time too. She has a deal with Warner Brothers too, Margot, with her studio. So yeah, um, I've been saying that. But they killed off Captain Boomerang, so that sucked.
Yeah, but there's other Captain Boomerangs. And again, like again, I we don't I'd rather much see this stuff. Like I like the speculation talk, but like can we see this in action first? That's more my like yeah, there's DC has always I mean with movies in general, they always have plans. And then it's like we have plans and then what happened? I don't
Chris
know.
Rock would be the
Nothing.
new Deadshot.
Oh God.
It'd be like, you guys that annoying Deadshot. Oh my god. With that
Yeah.
voice, Chris Rock's voice is Deadshot. Oh man.
Meh.
um,
What else was there?
I don't know.
Hmm. Oh, but okay, yeah. So I did want to talk about the Acolyte now that I seen it.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I mean, that you on.
So I do kind of agree with one thing. It like they keep teasing with Saul being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what exactly happened." And you're
Oh yeah,
like,
at
"You
the
did this
end,
for
yeah.
2 episodes now." I don't like that. Like that's always the fucking like two
That was
episodes. That's the
already.
hook. Yeah, that's the hook. But I mean, there's some. I'm kind of intrigued to see what happens with OSHA because I mean she's going into that helmet because it's like a deprivation tank, right? So she's just going to be her and the Force, and so it makes me think maybe she's going to reconnect and be sort of enlightened and realize something. Um, but yeah, I mean, again, it wasn't like a bad episode. Uh, with the show, it's just sort of middle of the road as usual. It's like, oh yeah, there's a lot of good ideas here, scenes that I feel like should have played out a little bit longer or spend some more time with. And also, again, yeah, Saul not knowing that was May. I'm like kind of hoping there's an explanation to that, which it seems like there's building one, but with this show, I'm still not sure. Like I'm not sure if the this is gonna have like that satisfying payoff, but we will have to see. So I think honestly, like my opinion on it is just gonna stay the same. It's gonna be
Yeah.
uh, like a 6 or 7 out of 10, like in that range where it's like, yeah, it wasn't as bad as everyone says. Like I know a lot of people dumped on another show that was like this was She-Hulk.
Hmm.
She-Hulk got dumped on a lot. I didn't have anything really bad to say about She-Hulk. It was just, it was okay. It was fun for what it is. Um,
Good Degrassi. This is true.
yeah,
Um, yeah. Well, She-Hulk. I mean, She-Hulk. I mean, like, I like She-Hulk. I didn't think the finale. I mean, the finale was a joke.
right.
Um, the Wicked
Hold on. How
the
many stuff has Marvel announced that was unproduced? I feel like it's only been, I mean, we have Inhumans, Marvel Studios at least.
But Humans became the show.
Inhumans,
Blade.
I mean, yeah, this rate Blade, probably some canceled sequels, but they were never really announced. I mean, who knows about the
Or
Armored
actually,
Wars? I
yeah,
mean,
they just moved Armor
Marvel,
Wars.
Marvel, I don't. If there's one thing that in the past they haven't done was like announce movies that didn't happen, like Inhumans not happening was probably like the biggest shock because it's like, yeah, they're usually. Oh well, they did announce that Nick Fury movie, and they never did do that.
Nick Fury. Oh, he doesn't need a movie.
Yeah, but they did announce it. It was at Comic Con. It was like, was it like 2008 or 2007? They announced it. They were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do the Avengers, and they announced all the characters for it. And Nick Fury was supposed to get a movie, and that never happened. So
No, it's
I
not
mean,
coming.
with
It's
DC, it's
coming.
like there was still like we had the Trenches movie that James Wan was gonna produce. Um, what was that character? Frick. Our Man was supposed to get a movie. Um, Batgirl, obviously. Supergirl was from The Flash was rumored to get a movie, or like I think that was announced. I said rumored. I'm trying to say announced movies, so that may not count. Let me pull up a list. There is. I feel like maybe it is just a bias thing, but I feel like DC has announced a lot of movies, and then they kind of just don't go anywhere. But mm, I don't know.
They have. They
I mean,
have.
that's kind of Hollywood in general. Things just get announced, and then I
I
mean,
mean,
making movies hard. So
the monster universe after the Mummy, they announced
yeah,
all
the
that.
Dark Universe, the Dark
Nothing got
Universe.
done. Nothing got done
What
after that.
happened to Bride of Frankenstein? Is that still happening?
I'm
You
not
know,
sure.
like stuff like
There's a
that.
bunch of Frankenstein movies coming out. Like
Mm,
oh, are you
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't really care.
oh
It may make a billion. It may not make a billion. I mean,
Star Sister
we'll
should
see.
have blinded.
Yeah, I
um
mean, I said the thing is, because I saw Degrassi was saying this. It was never tracking down. There was a, I don't know why it was. I believe it was Hollywood Reporter. I don't think it was Deadline, but someone ran an article saying this movie was going to make 200 million opening
yeah.
weekend. That and everybody was calling them out because it was like, yeah, the source on that is not a official tracking source. It was just like someone pulling shit out of their ass. I think it's going to open at 180. I think that's a pretty good number. I don't think 200 sounds like that sounds a little crazy. But we shall see. I mean, you never really know. There's a lot of traction for this movie. It's just, is it going to have legs? That's where it's going to make a
So
billion. If it's
so
really good, it will make a billion.
so what's gonna happen with this? Well, they're probably gonna show some footage of Captain America because they released the picture of Sam Wilson as Captain America
Mm,
yesterday, official
right.
picture. So they'll probably release that. Agatha's been a photo of Agatha in the Empire magazine's been released, so we'll definitely get stuff with Agatha because Agatha's only 2 months away. So I expect
Yeah,
some
2 months
that.
away and we haven't gotten a trailer.
Thunderbolts is done filming, but that when you mean
Yeah,
done
that's
filming
still.
is
We'll
take
see
it
a
all.
trailer for that December,
Yeah,
right?
when we done filming, always take a grain of salt because you're not really done filming. There's reshoots. That's
Well,
for
there's
sure.
reshoots isn't part of the principal photography.
Well,
That's after that. So I mean, the main bulk of the movie is pretty much finished. Um, and
so
obviously they have
yeah.
their CGI, some of it done already.
So
Um,
I assume they have some. Maybe I don't know if they'll have something for
because they
studio.
do on sets and stuff, like the day that they shoot, they usually get the stuff that they want, and they have editors on set, so and they kind of put
So
like a assembly cut together.
I guess that
So
Echo. There are only two shows coming out this year for Marvel.
yeah,
Okay. They have nothing for
reshoots for
Blade.
pickups. Yeah,
Nothing for Fantastic Four. They're gonna just have the Fantastic Four cast there. That's my bet. They're gonna be there. Not the Fantastic Four cast are gonna show up as the main attraction. That's what I think.
yeah. Well, they're
But
probably gonna talk more about Fantastic Four and give us like
yeah, yeah,
some overview, like a premise,
yeah.
concept art stuff.
But like I don't. Maybe that's stuff with Wonder Man. Uh,
I feel like
Daredevil.
Wonder
Maybe.
Man is kind of far out because it's
Yeah.
not coming out
Maybe
next year. So
something for Daredevil.
maybe an announcement and a logo for Wonder Man.
Ironheart. I don't know. Maybe something for Ironheart. Ironheart's been around for like
Yeah,
for a decade. I'm
Ironheart's
kidding.
been.
A long time.
Eh.
You're gonna
I mean, the
remember
only
this,
the
right?
only show I'm interested in watching from Marvel is
Do you remember?
X-Men and Daredevil. That's it.
You remember like 2 years ago when they had a huge presentation, they announced a bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
and some of the
Well,
stuff
all
was
that
gonna be
stuff. Well, most of that stuff did come out. The only stuff that we
Avengers.
haven't seen. Yeah, Avengers, Blade. I keep saying what happened to that Mutants movie. Yeah, no one's talking about that. Mutants, Fantastic Four, obviously, and yeah, the TV shows, and that's pretty much it.
Funny, Tony. Only one problem with that. Universal has to get permission for Namor and Hawk to be used. But that's hilarious. That's just some. So the idea, like people see this, the people say, "Oh, the Hawk is going to be Deadpool Wolverine." I'm like, dude, Hawk's Universal. All the characters in Deadpool Wolverine that are going to supposedly
But
be
I think they
cameos.
can appear. They can appear in a solo movie.
Uh, who they can. But I'm just saying, they're all Fox characters. And
Yeah,
Marvel
they're all.
owns
I
them.
mean, well, that Blade was not a Fox character, the TV Blade.
No, no, no.
Where
Was
did
it?
that TV Blade show up? Like, where did that air, Degrassi?
No.
Yeah, the Universal. They can't. Universal has to basically distribute a solo movie, but Marvel could use the Hulk and Namor in
Okay.
as like a supporting character. That's why Namor and showed up in Black Panther and Hulk
Yeah.
appears in other people's movies.
I'm just
And
saying.
I think they have the TV rights to the characters.
I'm just
That's why
saying. It's
we
just
had
that.
She-Hulk.
I'm just saying. It's just Fox characters like Elektra, Daredevil, Fantastic Four, Fox characters.
Yeah, they can put. Yeah, Degrassi's right. They can put them in anything they want. It's just not the solo movie. Like
Yeah.
unless they made some new deal with them recently.
You know,
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever get a Hulk solo
Degrassi.
movie.
You
At
know,
least
you
not
know,
in the next 5 years.
you know the villain, right? Cassandra Nova, the actress. Uh,
Hmm.
Emma Corrin, her character looks like Tom Hardy's younger version of Patrick Stewart from Star Trek. I think Nemesis. I think that's the one. Um, you can check out my X account, but they really do look like Emma Corrin's Cassandra Nova because she's bald and she does look like Tom Hardy's character. Because remember, Tom Hardy played young Patrick Stewart, young Captain Picard, and
Mm,
if you also there's a bit of connection there, right? Tom Hardy, Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart's character is this brother of Cassandra Nova.
right. Unless something's changed, I don't know. I don't think I mean, can we really say that for certain though? That it won't make money because, yeah, I mean, hold on. Let me look at the box office for both movies and let's do an analysis on this. So the 2003 box office was 245 on what budget? Yeah, they made then that's worldwide. So yeah, that's not great, but 2003 standards,
Did didn't
budget
people
and box
say?
office.
Didn't people say the full rights
Ooh,
went back
yeah,
to
the
Marvel?
budget of Hulk 2003 was 137 and it grossed
Oh, okay.
245.
Didn't they?
So
Didn't they say? Did remember people were saying, "Oh, the full rights of Marvel is going back to from Hawk was going back to Marvel at the end of 2023." That's I don't think that's
yeah,
true.
they keep saying like the rights will go back. I don't know. I mean, I'm could I could have swore someone made a comment about this in the last
Hmm.
3 years. But and then Hulk, Incredible Hulk did make about 20 million more than
The
Hulk 2003. So yeah, I mean they are pretty low grossing movies, but it has been a while. I mean, it's been a decade, and I feel like I mean Hulk's popularity since has grown. It's just again, I feel like it would depend on what story would you do in a Hulk movie.
like
Personally,
the
I still
problem.
think they should make the Immortal Hulk into a movie,
I think the problem with
but
with Bruce
that might
Banner.
be too expensive.
I think they made Bruce Banner time too much of a comedy act.
Yeah, they made him. I don't like the MCU Hulk.
Uh,
MCU Hulk it takes away so much of a lot
yeah.
of the trauma and a lot of the things that Bruce Banner went through, and there hasn't really been an exploration of yeah his personalities and his backstory with his father and all that stuff in the MCU. Maybe it's too dark for the MCU. Maybe they just don't care. And I mean, as Degrassi's saying, yeah, there is potentially some Like, yeah, I could see why these movies are pretty low grossing movies in comparison to the MCU in general.
Mm.
But I don't know. It's like the Hulk is such a well-known character. You would think that his movies would at least make 500 million. 2003 was a different time, but we did have Spider-Man and let me see the
And
X-Men.
X-Men.
First X-Men. See how much that made.
2003 was the second X-Men, I believe.
Was
2003
it?
was
Oh yeah, it
X2.
was.
Yeah.
Let me see. X-Men.
2003 was also Daredevil.
So X-Men 2000 made 296 on a, let's see the budget. The budget was 75, so it was significantly less than the Hulk. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think I would still like to see them try another Hulk movie. It's been a while, but I don't think we'll get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I did see that. If Sony was ever sold, the rights would go back to Disney.
Well,
So, uh, a Namor movie though, I'm not that interested in. That's another thing I
yeah,
wanted to say.
Namor's not a nah.
Nah, yeah. The
No.
Hulk, the Hulk is is a beloved character. It's just a shame, really. And also, I think also too, I know,
Oh, we just got some breaking news. The
oh, what's that?
Arkham Asylum series is no longer going forward.
Ah, dude, this is
20,
crazy. What the heck?
20
We
seconds
were
ago from
just
Discussion Code.
talking about this. What?
It was
Oh
intended
man,
to be set in the universe of Matt Reeves' The Batman.
let me see.
Not not moving forward in Max.
Oh, not moving forward on Max. So,
Um,
are they gonna?
but
But wasn't this now set in the DCU? So was
yeah,
it? So are they going to? Oh yeah, that's another thing too. I mean, Warner Brothers is licensing out their stuff. So does that mean we're not? Is the DCU projects, could they also be licensed out too?
wait, I don't understand. But the thing is, it was moved from the map. Not for,
Where are you seeing that? Hold on. I'm not seeing it on Reddit right now.
it's on the Variety. It's a Variety article.
Oh, it's a Variety article.
Yeah.
Hasn't It hasn't been posted. Oh, here it is. I found it 8 minutes ago. Okay, let me pull it up. Well, this is exclusive. So the plan, isn't it? It is funny. We were just talking about this, and then this happens. Um, the article says it was still set in the. Oh no, it was originally meant to be set in the world of Matt Reeves' Batman. Um, oh, I think it's saying it's not moving at all. Like they're not going to
Yeah.
ship it around. Uh,
Uh, it sounds like it's not going to be part of TCU anymore either. That's what it sounds like. It sounds
yeah,
like it's
it sounds like it's dead. That's what that sounds like. Yeah, yeah.
it sucks.
Probably pointing to the sign that yeah, the Batman universe
That's what it says in the headline title.
seems like the Batman universe really isn't going to be
Arkham Asylum TV, Degrassi. Arkham Asylum TV
yeah,
series not moving forward at Max.
at Max, not
That's the
HBO, but
headline.
yeah, HBO Max
Yeah.
or Max. It's called Max now, right? Yeah. So, and then yeah, in the article it says they're not developing it further.
We fucking ruined it. We were talking about Batman and this comes out.
Yeah. I mean, the
James,
thing is,
James
if
Gunn's
they
gonna
were,
fuck us.
because remember, James Gunn was the one who gave the update saying that it was being developed for the
yeah,
DCU.
yeah, last year said that.
Yeah, he said that, and then now it's not being developed. But the article doesn't make any mentions of it being developed as a DCU project. So was it canceled in favor of some other idea, or what?
Man, is James Gunn gonna say anything about this? I hope James Gunn usually says. James Gunn usually comes out and say something, whether it's true or not. Like, what is Warner Brothers thinking here? He's got a gold mine here. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, and they do mention that Gotham PD show that it was he left the project
Mm-hmm.
in 2020 November,
Yeah,
and
it was not.
then over creative differences. And then yeah, and then it just goes over. Yeah, Reeves said that it evolved into the Arkham Asylum show, and that it was described as a horror movie or a haunted house that is Arkham.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then it makes no mention of. Oh yeah, it does. It says Gunn said the show is still being developed and clarified that it was meant to be set within the DCU rather than the same world as the Batman.
Yeah, last year. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it says this is not to say the world of Reeves built well, yeah, like it's not going away, but now we only have the Batman Part 2. So,
Pig one in the Batman Part 2.
yeah. I mean, didn't Degrassi you talked about that the Matt Reeves universe was gonna
AI clarity multi article.
probably I mean yeah, I mean everything now sounds like it's AI written, but it's actually kind of hard to tell whether what is detected as AI or not. And the only way to detect it is through mostly human mistakes, which is not a great sign.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Man, oh, such bad news. Bad news.
yeah,
Oh,
it would have been cool to see a show, yeah, like an Arkham Asylum and establishing these characters, but eh. I guess I don't know. They do have a lot of other
oh,
projects and stuff, so we'll
yo,
wait
you
to
watched the
see.
latest? You watched the latest Can't Be Exposed video?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
I'm convinced it's a Chad who did it. Sit behind the account.
Well, he has a lot of. I
Yeah,
mean, it's not that surprising. I told you, it can make
yeah.
sense.
All right. Because my head is still hurting a bit today. I
Oh,
didn't
it's
do
still
anything.
hurting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna end it then. Sometimes maybe it's not the best to be on a computer, but I think it'll be better in the nighttime, whatever.
Yeah,
But
eye strain is not great too
no.
for a headache.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no
I'm
problem.
blinded. Where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube and Threads, so go check that out.
All
Blinded
right.
Bro.
Like me or subscribe, share, subscribe to me. Yeah. I might do something a little different with streams. I might try Restream. It's actually cheaper and
Hmm.
it might be a better streaming service in the future. Uh, I'm not sure yet. You ever
Wait, say
try
that again.
I might try
Restream
yeah,
for what instead of StreamYards?
streaming. Yeah, it says StreamYard.
No, I haven't tried that. Um, I had there's another one that I've been using, Riverside.
Oh,
I
Riverside.
use that. Yeah, you can use. They added a feature now. I use that mostly for recording because they have probably one of the most interesting AI tools where you could see afterward your it puts your recording into text and then you can edit it that way. So for me it's a lot easier so then I can just edit out what different takes and stuff, edit that out and then I can upload
Oh
it to
yeah.
DaVinci. That's where I mostly do editing in DaVinci. Um
Oh yeah, I see.
yeah.
This is that with me stream. You don't necessarily have. You can use OBS and all that stuff on it too. You can
Right.
stream through there. You just use
Yeah,
stream.
yeah, StreamYards is kind of limiting, especially if you want another feed. Like if you
Yeah,
want to show gameplay from like a capture
OBS.
card.
Yeah,
Yeah, or OBS, yeah.
and it's actually cheaper too. Surprisingly, I.
I might have to check it out and see. Because if they have better features, and if it's free. I mean, I don't, the thing is my channel's not really streaming anymore. I don't think the one problem with streaming on YouTube, and they're gonna have to fix this, and I'll just say this for everybody since we're still live. The problem with YouTube is they don't promote streams.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're already popular, then they will promote your stream. So the algorithm's not really intended for streams. I don't know why. They have it in because it's like the YouTube Shorts has its own algorithm, and then videos have its own algorithms. I don't see why live content can't have its own algorithm. Like
Yeah.
they have live. We were talking about this before. Did you see YouTube has live shorts? Like
Yes.
you can actually, if you're scrolling through shorts, you can actually run into live streams.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the one thing I would tell them honestly. But
I wish my problem with people watching shorts when they subscribe, they never watch anything else. They just subscribe to a short. I'm like, come on, dude.
yeah, the recommendation I would do, and this is why I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't make live stream content or shorts. If you want to do shorts, make a channel for shorts.
Uh-huh.
Because I know now they say you can have both, but in reality, the people who are watching shorts are really different from people who are watching videos or live streams.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people criticize the YouTube algorithm, but yeah, at least for me and learning it and understanding it, the YouTube algorithm, it is very easy to promote your stuff. You just need to know how to tag
Also,
it, how to title it. Thumbnails are
also,
extremely important.
also for the people that watch shorts, just a bit of advice. Some of the people
Mm.
that subscribe, they're not real people. Sometimes they're bots.
Yeah, there's bots. There's not, the thing is, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Has a lot of bots, but what I notice is they go to bigger channels.
Yes, they do.
They promote a lot of bigger channels. If you're in a comment section that is massive, you'll see a lots of bots. And then sometimes you'll get them on smaller channels. I don't really understand it. They should do a better job with that. At least it's not like X. X is like everything is a bot.
No, blinded. I had a stream. Oh, talking about Akla, you're on the stream.
Yeah.
90 people watching, right? Majority of them, 95% is from X. They don't fucking comment at all.
Yeah, they don't because the thing is, this is my guess. Um, I think it's counting viewers who look at the stream
Yeah,
and are just scrolling in their feed. Because you know how on X you could scroll and then you could see someone live?
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I think is happening.
They don't actually click on the stream. They just see it on their feed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think it counts it as a viewer instead of it like YouTube and how they count viewers is because a
you
lot of
have to watch it.
platforms you have to watch it for a certain amount of time.
Yes, you do.
And then I think it's like because the thing
5 minutes? Is it 5 minutes?
no, it's not 5 minutes. It's not 5 minutes. It's longer than that. It's got to be like a couple of seconds. You have to watch it, like maybe 30 seconds. Because if you
Yeah.
notice too, if you look in your analytics, um, usually around the 30 second mark, that's where you can either see like a significant
Yeah.
dip, and that's
Yes, you do.
because people watch and then they fall off. I've
Yep.
been I've been looking into this a lot from my videos and like looking at retention and all that stuff behind the scenes on YouTube. It is very technical. It's a very technical thing. That's why I feel like some people are very like discouraged from YouTube because they don't really understand how to get people to watch their stuff. But if you were to just upload a video right away, like this is your first video, that video is going to be unlikely to be shown. But at the sometimes it is rare where people just like first video they're into the algorithm and they can get like 500K, more than 500K views. Like
I've seen
you,
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's all about titling and like the thumbnail. That I feel like that will always be what gets people in the door. You know, like
Or
not the
or
video
you,
itself, but the title.
or if that doesn't work, you have to try to make connections with others, like we in our
Yeah.
community. Like that's
I still think you can build, you just have to be really good at titling.
I've been
Titling,
doing.
understand SEO,
I've been
search
doing.
engine optimization.
I've been doing TikTok on my phone. I mean,
Yeah.
and TikTok is easy to get views. It's easy to get
Yeah, I
views.
don't know their algorithm. I don't
You know,
really
it's
I can't really speak to
I
that,
don't
but
get
yeah,
thousands of
I've heard
views.
that.
I don't get thousands of views, but I get like good 500 to 700 on average most of the time. And
Yeah.
it's easy to get views on TikTok. It's like the easiest. Until you, it's the easiest thing to get views on. But like, I'm not big enough on
Yeah.
TikTok to get paid or anything like that. But it's still the easiest thing to get views on. Like it
Because I
is.
thought I was thinking about making a channel for shorts for like video game stuff. Um, but I'm like, could I just also take that stuff and upload it to TikTok? I'm not really sure about that. I'm just gonna stick to
I
making the
just
videos because they do take longer. Like, I don't want to just like record into stuff and then just upload it. Like, I actually want to
it's
edit it and like make it better. So that's what I'm
yeah.
trying to do. Because I mean, it's paid off. Like, yeah, my channel's not that
What
big,
I do
but
for some of my shorts though, I make my some of my videos, my shorts on TikTok now, and then
mhm,
use the TikTok short, and then I like use that part of my YouTube as a YouTube short because it saves on your phone, right? The TikTok short will
right,
save on your phone, so I can just upload it to YouTube as a short. I mean, on TikTok you could make longer videos. You could make like 3 minute videos. You could make 10 minute videos if you want. I don't do that because I want it to be like
yeah,
60 seconds, right? Because I want to upload the same. I want to upload on YouTube too as a short. I don't want to make a 10 minute video, upload a 10 minute of TikTok onto YouTube because it wouldn't be a short anymore. Um,
right. Well, SEO on YouTube is like it's still never gonna go away. And there's a tip too for I don't know whoever's watching this. YouTube is really more like a search engine.
oh yeah,
And if you make content that will appear when someone types in whatever they're looking for, that's how you're going to get views, right? Because it's like if you type in, that's why it's like if you look at tutorial videos, like people who have like small channels, they have like a bunch of views. It's just because they understand, yeah,
tutorials.
people are
Yes,
looking for tutorials and looking for fixes. Also like understanding what a content gap is. Like
yeah.
understand that there's content that hasn't been made, but people are searching for it and things like that. And it's that's why it's like, yeah, YouTube. This is a thing that we don't really talk about. It's like, the chuds, so to speak. Like the reason why they get clicks and views is because if you look at their titling and stuff, it's like it's provocative and then it hits also all the
Or
SEO stuff.
I could say stuff
So
about Star Wars. I could say what they put in their tiles about Star Wars. So I put in my tiles what they got about Star Wars. I'll probably get some more views than I normally would. Like
yeah, I mean you don't even really
YouTube is
yeah,
Google. I mean, it
YouTube
is.
is Google. But I mean
They,
people use YouTube like it's Google, right?
yeah, they use it for information.
Yeah, they use it for information and looking for things. And so if you understand like and it's also data driven too. YouTube is extremely data driven and if you understand that as a creator, you could take a video that wouldn't necessarily do great, right? That's like very niche.
I seen
But
low
if
quality.
you package it and if you design it, this is what I do, okay? You make what you make the title and the thumbnail first and then you design the video. Then you're going to eliminate the chances of it being clickbait because you're designing it from that click, right? That's the problem. YouTube is also full of clickbait. But it's like, what is clickbait, right? Because most people are not going to click on your stuff. But clickbait to me is when, again, you lie to the viewer. You lie
You
to the
grift
viewer
to the
by
viewer.
saying,
Yeah, yeah.
not grift. You straight up lie to the viewer because this is what I'm saying, right? I don't like those guys' content. But if you are looking at it, I understand why it has clicks, right? We could say whatever we want, but I understand that, yeah, the thumbnail is usually why did they let me pull up neurotic, right?
No, no logic.
Neurotic. It's like I don't like this stuff, but it's like some people I don't think they fully get it, right? And it's
Hmm.
like and they feel like, oh, their stuff is popping off, but it's like, yeah, but if you understand that there's a lot more happening behind what they're doing and the decisions, you can make a response video to them that gets the same amount of views or a significant amount of views that is still criticizing them, right? Because there's still people who are against this stuff on YouTube. It's just that these are the guys are getting like 1 million views on videos and they're consistently uploading, right? But yeah, look, if you look at their stuff, like his thumbnails are, like he's got the text, very simple text. It stands out, contrasting thumbnails. They're usually like have like some sense of humor, which usually helps. Is very provocative, right? So yeah, but all that
Really,
algorithm manipulation. I
really
mean,
good.
the thing is, I don't know too much about that. How that's gonna eliminate all of that algorithm manipulation. Well, here's another thing too. People, I mean, the algorithm is generated by AI, but it's generated by the viewers.
Yeah.
I don't know all of the engineering and the software behind it, but the algorithm that we call on YouTube is really just the audience, right? And it's you if you are clicking on a video and then how long you watch that video, the algorithm then is going to determine, okay, this type of content they enjoy more than this type of content, and then they will give you something in between. And yeah, I mean, there's some people at YouTube who have like sit down and talk about this on YouTube, and it's not on YouTube's platform. It's like this is them, like, oh, I left YouTube, and they're explaining this, and the stuff that happens at the back door of YouTube and these people talking is fucking. Sometimes it's a little bit scary because there's a lot of big creators who will sit down with YouTube and they'll say, we don't like this type of content, we don't like this type of person, and YouTube, as a result, they will start downplaying those types of content. I don't think that's a great idea, in my opinion.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe politically I don't agree with them, especially if it's like in a gray area. I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, I can't remember what example they were using, and I was like, oh yeah, that's like, I'm like, yeah, I get what they're saying, but I'm like, I don't know, right? And the thing is, you and a lot of creators, like when they get demonetized, they always cry and complain, but that's a privilege, right? So,
Yes.
I mean, yeah, YouTube is such a weird game, but in all honesty, I do love YouTube, right? I think YouTube, even though it's not a social media platform, according to the CEO, I don't really understand that, but I think YouTube is the best platform. It's educational. I've learned so much on YouTube. That's how I learned a lot of my skills, right? Is like video editing and
Yeah.
Photoshop and
Yeah. I've done
all
that
that
with
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, I've learned some skills from YouTube, how to do some certain stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like so that's why I'm like, YouTube will probably always be around because it's so
It's
useful,
just it is
you know.
YouTube has lost. It is accessible, but there are things that are good about YouTube.
Yeah. No, I'd agree, Degrassi. Yeah, because it's like, yeah, like when there's YouTubers who are complaining about something they did, and it's like, yeah, but it goes against terms of service. So what are
Yeah.
you supposed to do, right? But it's that backroom talk of like, determining of like the content and stuff. I feel like there should be better discussions behind the scenes of like, yeah, how can we promote live streams, right? Like, I don't understand why YouTube just got rid of. They did the whole. Do you remember gaming on YouTube? It was like 2015, and they were trying to
Oh,
make it seem like Twitch, and then they got rid of that. It's like
yeah. I didn't do. Yeah.
there
Yeah. I
should
remember
be there should be two. It should right now. I have it on my iPad. It's like home, shorts, and subscriptions. Well, there should be one that says live. In my
Twitch.
opinion, that's how I would design it.
Twitch has to worry about Kick right now, not YouTube.
Yeah, Kick has to worry about the people who let on their platform too, because they're letting
That's
on
true.
crazy fucking people. So
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, guys,
yeah.
once again, like, share, subscribe, comment below. Uh, thank you, guys.